Morning and welcome to Race Industry Now, the weekly webinar series from ePowerTrade, presented to you by ARP, Performance Plus Global Logistics, Ferrier Racing Components, Peak, Quire, and Fifth Third Bank Motorsports. I am Francisco Savignan, the founder and CEO of ePowerTrade, the racing industry, every minute, every day. This is episode 467. And we're going to be talking coatings with Oerlikon. With me this morning are Judy Kin, the co-founder of ePowerTrade, and a wonderful host, Mr. Brad Gilly. Judy?
Thank you, Francisco, and thank you, everyone, for joining today. I know we have a very large audience. Of course, Oerlikon always draws great attendees, but I just want to remind you, if you have yet to sign up for our 5th annual Race Industry Week, please do. We are confirming all our speakers, starting to set up the schedule. Just don't want you to miss out. Brad?
Yes, and I would wholeheartedly agree with that, which is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Francis. Thank you very much, Judy. And looking forward to chatting with you guys here in just a short while after we have a great learning experience here, I'm sure, with Oerlikon. So very much looking forward to that. I do want to remind you as we get started, we have a great presentation for you here today, but that doesn't mean that this cannot involve you. In fact, we would like for it to involve you. So if at any time you have a question, please feel free to type it into the chat, and we'll certainly talk about the questions you have. We want to make sure that you know what you came here to know about. But today's webinar, The Future of Coatings, Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 Revolutionary Smoothness by Oerlikon Balzers, and Martin Hahn, the Global Project Manager, Piston Group and Motorsports, is joining us. And Francis, I don't know if you want to give a quick welcome to Martin as well.
Yes, Martin, welcome. And I just wanted to let everybody know that unfortunately, Marc Hervé had the last minute issues and can't be with us today. So Martin is going to be on his own, but he's a wonderful guy. So Martin, on to you.
Thank you for that. Thanks for the invitation to have here this webinar with you on your platform. We appreciate that from Oerlikon Balzers very well. Thank you. Hi.
Awesome. Well, Martin, if you couldn't tell from the accent, that's not an East Texas accent. He's actually joining us from Germany, which is fantastic. So we really appreciate you, especially with a little bit of a time difference with what we're doing here. So while a lot of us are starting our day in the middle of our day, thank you for ending your day with us. So we appreciate that. Well, Martin, if you would, just give us a quick overview about Oerlikon Balzers and let us know about the company, what it does, and what we're going to be talking about here today.
Yes, exactly. Oerlikon Balzers provide a coating service. So especially in motorsports, all the engine components, but much more as well. We providing coating solutions, tribology solutions. And I will show you in some slides also some things about Oerlikon, what you do on which kind of components. And yeah, let's have a start. I'm ready.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Do you want to start with your PowerPoint and just talk about it as we go along? Is that what's going to work best for you?
Yes, perfect. That would be nice.
Well, fantastic. Well, we look forward to, the Balzers SP3 technology, and I'll sort of let you get started, and we'll jump in along the way if we have some questions. How does that sound?
Perfect. Sounds perfectly. Okay, I will share my screen.
Awesome. All right, and we can see that as it's sharing right there. So,
perfectly.
Yeah, go ahead and take it away, Martin, and we'll jump in and help keep things moving along.
Exactly, that's how we do. So my name is Martin Hahn, product manager for the Piston Group and Motorsports, and I'm located, as you mentioned, in Germany. So we are here on evening. And I will show you today some general information about Oerlikon, then how many components, what kind of components we provide for motorsports, then the explanation, the Oerlikon Balzers S3 technology on the example of valve. Yeah, and then we have also some additional topics after that I would like to show you. Exactly. First, I want to show you our footprint. This is especially for the motorsports locations. And as you can see, we are able to provide our service from Japan to USA, where you located, you guys. And if we are able with that kind of footprint, even in India we are, if you buy components anywhere in the world, we can code them in that region and then manage the shipping to you. So we are basically a really bright organization with all the sites we have globally. Exactly. And what are we doing there? Especially for motorsports, we have a pretty wide range of components we can code for you. Here we see only the key applications. This is one part is on the valve train. We will take a dedicated look on that on the next slide. Then we have the gear train. Therefore, I have also later on some informations for you. We are here providing coating for gears, dog wings, drive shafts, rails, and all that stuff. And then also we have chassis components with solutions for wheel hubs and also dampers and so on.
Very cool.
Yes, and especially today we want to talk about the valve. So we go ahead with the picture, with the full picture of the valve train. And yes, I can count every component, but mainly we are able to provide coatings, high performance coatings from everything what is between cam cover and oil pan, let's say like that. Today we take a look on the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology, and this is not only for the valves. We can coat also other valve train components for that. And I will introduce that later when you have the knowledge and the understanding what the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology means. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say that's pretty incredible. And I mean, you know, when you start talking about coating all those different surfaces, you know, in some cases, are we talking, Martin, about different types of coatings? I'm sure you're going to get into that depending on, you know, whether it's a friction surface or whether it's maybe something you want to add strength to.
Yes, exactly. And especially for the Sp3 technology, you will see what is the difference at the end and how we manage that, that you have a great picture of the technology and to get a deeper understanding how we manage that. Yeah.
Oh, this is very cool. All right. Yeah. And go ahead. Apologies for interrupting. I just was pretty in awe of the amount of different components and everything that you can offer.
Welcome. Yes. Here, especially with the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology, we are combining arc evaporation and magnetron sputtering, and take the benefits of both technologies. Of course, both technologies have also their drawbacks, but let's take a look on the benefits. We have from the arc evaporation the high ionization of the deposition flux and the dense coating, and of course pretty good adhesion. That's what you want. From the magnetron sputtering, we have the benefits of a smooth coating and with virtually no droplets. That's really here a key, and I want to point it out. When we take a look on the arc evaporation, we have the drawback that we have an emissions of droplets when we take a look on that separately, and that these droplets are incorporated to the film at the end. And on the magnetron sputtering, we have a pretty smooth coating, but not that hard as we're looking for when we go to arc evaporation. So as you can see, we have lot of positive things, and we have also the drawbacks, what we know from each technology itself. And now we are going to manage that with the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology. I will show you that on the next slide. Here, it's a really theoretical picture. We will getting later on also in some more realistic pictures, but it explains very well what we are doing with that Sp3 technology for Oerlikon Balzers. And I'm very happy to say that it's 100% Balzers development, thanks to our R&D team. And we can see here on the right picture the conventional borders of the high PIMs, the high power impulse magnetron sputtering. And on the red line, the range, much higher range, nearly the double, more than the double, than from the Sp3 technology. And what is now the difference, or what makes the difference? With the Sp3 technology, we are able to manage to scale the pulse duration and the plasma density. So the R&D team was able to scale the pulsation, the time, and also that the power of the pulse is more constant. Let's say like that. It's more constant, and that leads at the end to more power on the target, on the position, and that we get a higher ionization of it, and due to that we have with the higher ionization more metallica in the coating at the end. And of course the plasma density is here also scalable, and that manage the full process, and is due to that scalability, we can control the pulse shape. So it is not with the current or with the standard high PIMS technology that the pulse is like one impulse, and we have it really sharp. So we are really more consistent, and that makes a difference at the end on the coating. And with all these parameters and adjustments we are able to do, we can make a tailored coating for the customer use case at the end. That's a specialty. With all these parameters, we have the opportunity to make precisely tailored coatings for our customers to make them successful, happy, and fast at the end. Yeah. That was really theoretical. I promised you some pictures and another, let's say, picture for your understanding, for your mind. What means precisely? And maybe you didn't expect that, but now we are talking about a drill. And it isn't a simple drill as everyone has on his workbench at home. It is a dentist drill. So if you can see it, it is with diameter on the tip around 2 millimeters. So really, really small. And especially on that tip where we have the sharpest part of the drill, it is not anymore a sentence to say we are providing cutting edge technology. You can see it here on the cutting edge. of this small drill, how consistent and how smooth we are following the design of the raw part, the substrate in the case. With the conventional high pimps technology or magnetron sputtering, you can see that the grow of coating is not that fine and consistent, following the substrate material as we have it on the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology.
That's incredible.
So, yes, and I'm really happy to show that to you. It's for me, it's also unbelievable. I'm really happy to explain that to you, because it's, for me, it's really high performance coating we can provide here. And we will have also other benefits for the use case at the end. I will show you later. And we are talking here about drill. It's not an engine component and so on. And but you can see on the cuts we have here on the rake face, on the flank face, what is really the difference. You see it's a better structure. It's finer. The growing is finer, and there are no tips or droplets or whatever on it. So it is significantly improved coating quality we have with the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology. And now, you're asking me how that matters to valves. I will show you that on the next slide. Here we have the difference, can show the difference. You see that here on the pictures below, side by side, the different technologies now under microscope. And if you compare that to an arc evaporation, we talked about the benefits and the drawbacks of that technology, and you can see it here directly in the picture. We can see perfectly the droplets. So, and the droplets making, and they are pretty hard from the arc operation. That's also a point we want with the technology, with the coating, but it is absolutely necessary to have a post process, so kind of brushing or band finishing or whatever, to manage the drawbacks of that technology. And we of course we have that technology also in our portfolio, but with the new developments we have with the Sp3 technology, we have a much better base and a much better use case for our customers. So, and when we are coming now to the Sp3 technology from Balzers, you can see directly on the picture how smooth the coating is. So we don't have these droplets. So as I explained on the beginning, virtually we have no droplets. You can see that also here on that edge and on the picture. It is wonderful, smooth, and that is exactly what we want to have when we are working against friction and wear. So, but while we are talking about the valves, then we have here a direct example on an exhaust valve or an inlet valve. And an additional benefit of the Oerlikon Balzers coating, that's the product name, for the valve application. We have temperature resistance until 1100 degrees, and that is absolutely amazing. That's a really big effort to have this high temperature resistance with that kind of smooth coating and hard coating too. You can see that here also. That's also then more theoretical, but regarding the R&D and testing and so on, we have here the color grind, what we're using also to one part of to take care of our quality of the coating, how consistent the coating is. And it's also important to know it's a monolayer coating, so we don't have different layers on it. It's aluminum chromium nitride based coating. That makes also the heat stability. And we can have now different combinations. Of course, on the inlet side, you don't have these high gas temperatures on the combustion engine. And that brought up to the idea that we can do also a split between Alcronos coating on the seat, for example, and the steam and the tip can also be done by an DLC coating. You can take a look.
That's pretty incredible that you can separate it like that. That, you know,
Yes.
instead of just having to have one all the way across, that you can specifically take care of this side of the valve and then take care of that side of the valve. That's a huge benefit.
Yes, that's a great possibility to adapt that additionally. But when I see all the positive things IQ Alcronos can provide us, for example, we have here or that's what I say last minute, incredible roughness on that part. To give them a number, we are talking about an RA from 0.06 and an RPK also 0.06. So it's really nice coating. And yeah, we have done our testings, of course, more on our side, more on the theoretical side, in our labs. And we measured all the parameters we need to know to prove that the coating is resistant in the temperature, in friction and wear as we want. And therefore, for example, we measured here the difference, the hardness, friction, and so on, and the GPA hardness is around 37, and we have under or with coating thickness of roughly 3.5 micrometers. So that's also important to know. And we have also done an adhesion scratch test where we had numbers from 41 to 46 newtons. So that's all for the professionals. We have here in our call some numbers to understand the coating. Yes, and of course the coefficient friction is around 0.5. Yeah, that's also important to know. And now we know that we have the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology on a valve with the incredible parameters I told you. It's also then the question open, why only on valves? And no, it's not only on valves. We are able to coat, or we have already experienced, let's say like that, with finger followers, for example. Camshafts is also pretty nice with that coating technology, and piston pins. So then we have here another, let's say, another coating type. It's called BalIQ Carbos, but it's based on the Oerlikon Balzers Sp3 technology, which is very important to know, as you learned in the last minutes, with the incredible smoothness, hardness, and also the temperature resistance we have. The high temperature resistance, especially here with the BalIQ Alchronos. With the Carbos, we are a bit lower, but it's matching also with the use case of the camshafts, finger followers, and so on. Excuse me. Yes, and for who is that kind of coating? We see here the use of this, especially of the BalIQ Alchronos coating on the high performance engines. I think there where we have pretty high gas temperatures on the exhaust side, in the temperature range I mentioned, that's the specialty and yes, and the need where we implement or where we developed this coating for. Exactly. But this discussion leads us also to kind of what kind of coatings we have too for valves, where we don't face these high gas temperatures. And there, of course, we have also solutions. And we can provide the balinite coatings, therefore, starting with the Valdura, which is also very high temperature resistance. We can see that here around 900 degrees, and have here a coating temperature around 500 degrees Celsius, please. And you can compare here the parameters we have. It's a bit lower compared to Alchronos, but friction coefficient wise and so on, they are yeah, a bit different, but all in the range. And thickness of coating is also a bit different, but that depends on the needs and the yeah, the use case we have on our customer side. Exactly. So that is our portfolio, where we can have especially for high performance engines with high gas temperatures, the Alchronos coating, and then when we're going to a bit lower range of temperatures, we can provide the coatings, the balinite coatings we have here on the screen, which are also price-wise in a lower range, let's say like that. Yeah. Exactly. That was the main points regarding the Balzers Sp3 coatings. Then what else do we have? We talked already in the beginning about the complete valve train. And I want to show you also another kind of component or coating we do, and we developed with our R&D teams, especially in motorsports, and we have also now in our product portfolio the coatings, especially for cylinder liners, for steel cylinder liners. And there we are able to provide a DLC coating for cylinder liners, which are working against wear and friction. And especially on friction, we have reduction on the reduction of friction on high engine speed. You can see that here on the white table below, where we measured on a test bench how big is the reduction of the friction. That was from the first time on of the development, showed that us great results, and yeah, that we can gain more performance with this coating here on cylinder liners. From that, what we see here on the picture, we have a kind of standard cylinder liner, standard steel cylinder liner, but we are also able, when I think furthermore, for example, to two-wheelers, where we have especially kind of the motocross bicycles, where we have only one cylinder, where we have one aluminum cylinder head. We did also some investigations and trials to coat that, which worked as well. So if there's any interest, we would be happy to provide that on cylinder liner, that coating named Balinit Cavidur BA. The special thing we have here is that we can provide it currently out of Europe, especially in our motorsport center in Limoges in France. And yes, we are able to coat their small batches, also the one-cylinder engines and so on. So we are pretty open to provide the service for the community.
I like that. I like that you talk about being able to do something in small batches, you know, as well. And
Yes.
and realistically, the way we work around the globe today, if you're here in the United States or in another country, to be able to get something back and forth to France, maybe it's going to take a couple of other days or extra days on either side of it. But I think the small batch advantage of being able to do something like that is going to be really big for someone who especially has that need.
Yes, yes, and it's a specialty, and yes, the logistics is depends on the region. Customers takes some days, but usually also the global logistics is pretty fast. Yes, exactly. And yes, what else? We talked also about a gearbox and gear train, and therefore we provide also several solutions on gears, on shafts, on the rails, on the forks, and of course also on the dot ring. So we have for every component you have there in your gearbox solution. One example is the gear shaft or the gears itself, and therefore, yeah, usually at any time we facing all the same difficulties or issues, that we have some trouble with pitting, scuffing, or adhesion wear, and therefore we have a two-step solution. So we would especially for the gears have a microplasting, and then a coating, a Balinit C named coating, that's an WCC tungsten carbide coating, where we have, yeah, working against the problems I mentioned, wear and also reduction of friction. And additionally, we did also some further developments. Today we don't talking only about ICE engines. I think from my perspective, it has the most fun, but we have also meanwhile a totally E series, so like Formula E or Rear C with E and so on, and therefore it's also pretty interesting. We have here more load on the gears, for example. Our R&D team was working on a special kind of Balinese C, where we are working also with the it's not motorsports, but the serial production in the automotive industry, to reduce here friction and gain some more efficiency, and that will lead us then later on also to motorsports when we have a more efficient gearbox, that we have higher performance. Yeah, but this is always depending on the gearbox systems and so on itself. And for example, but we are really far in the development with that. We have for the civil business digital twins, where we calculate that in kind of front-loading development. What are the benefits of these coatings? Where can we put what kind of coating in which area with which pre-treatment solution to gain here the performance we want to have and the end customer want to have. Exactly.
On the bottom right is the result, the coated versus uncoated. I think that says just about everything right there. That's pretty incredible, Martin.
Yeah, pictures told more. Exactly. That's also pretty nice coating. But at the end, yeah, we have also to measure the benefits and what kind of how big is the benefit we can gain with that, and that it's not only yeah, beautiful to have beautiful nice coating in your gearbox, but also better parameters at the end. Yes, exactly. Yes, I hope I could give you some insights.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to leave that up there too, Martin, we did have a question that came in a little bit earlier on email, which I want to throw out at you. It says, we're after a coating for some nitronic 60 components used in a bearing configuration, with one of the mating substrates being 303 SS and the other being uncoated nitronic 60. The temperature in application is plus 1000 degrees Celsius. Ideally, we're looking at this operation being completed in China, where the nitronic 60 components are manufactured. Can you recommend a coating and suggest contact details for this project? So a handful of things that I didn't understand, I'm sure you did, but how can you help that person?
But I would recommend the same. Let's exchange. You can see here my my contact address. And by the way, you can catch me also unfortunately end of the year on the PRI exhibition in Indianapolis. We have there a booth, and with some colleagues we are present on the fair, and you can contact us personally. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I do want to ask, this technology that we're talking about, the S3P, how new is this technology? And I know you had mentioned some test results and shown us test results and everything. You know, the longevity test results as well, you know, actually seeing components run through an engine over, you know, several cycles, hours, miles, whatever it might be. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, so I showed you in my presentation more the theoretical part about it, but of course we have also feedback from the track, let's say like that, and it is always positive, like more than yeah, in the around yeah more than 10,000 kilometers, I would count it, yeah. In use and on high performance engines, and we have absolutely positive feedbacks about that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. The other part where you had showed the map Oerlikon. Obviously, being here in the United States, you had a place in Rock Hill, which is literally South Carolina, right outside of Charlotte, Elgin, Illinois. What a great part of the middle of the country. Both places accessible very easily and rapidly from a shipping standpoint, but from production-friendly coating technology, which you talked about, I'm sure that's going to be a big deal for manufacturers or maybe larger builders or different things like that. But you also mentioned, being able to do a lot of small batch things as well. Does the service pretty much span whatever type of customer you might have in that regard?
Yes, exactly. Everyone is welcome. We need then only to check the components we want to coat, and that's yeah. Everyone is welcome. I cannot. That's the easiest answer. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to planning for something like this, what is a typical turnaround time to be able to get something into one of your facilities? Especially if it's able to, like, say here in the United States, keep it in the United States, or you had mentioned maybe sending some cylinder work out to France. How long does it typically take?
Yes, we typically, I would say we would be comfortable with 2 weeks. But we are also able in special cases to have shorter turnaround times. But that, and therefore planning is everything. If we have already the knowledge and the planning behind that part, and as short is the turnaround time, and we can help the customers if it's really urgent.
That's again, what a huge convenience on something like this. The technology is just amazing, Martin, and some of the things you showed us, especially when we start looking at things being magnified 2,000 times, and literally when you were talking about the arc evaporation or the magnetron sputtering, droplets, no droplets, and everything, but how S3P combines a lot of the advantages, I guess, if you will, of both of those technologies, but to literally see it magnified it 2,000 times. I think that shows everything.
That's amazing. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this is really neat. If someone wants to learn more, or again, like we had that specific question about someone wanting to do their work, keeping it in China, very specific things like that. I know you put your contact info up there, or if they just want to do a little bit of their own research into what they might be interested in, and maybe learn some things on their own before contacting you guys, what's the best way to do that?
Yes, of course. We have on our webpage a kind of coating catalog, coating advice. You can take a look on that. There's a split by technology, by components, and so on. And there's already some proposals for coating. But really, everyone is welcome. You can contact me if I can find a regional contact for you. I would manage that as well. Invite you for a call, and then we can discuss your application, your needs, and we'll provide you a solution.
Well, thank you for introducing us to this. This is just truly incredible. And look, everyone's looking for a way to reduce friction because, there's horsepower gains there, like you said, efficiencies, durability, and all of that. And it's really neat to see what Oerlikon is doing and what you were able to show us today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the...
Thank you very much, Martin. Great presentation. Please send my best to the team you're working with, as well as Mark. We go back a long, long way with Mark. So thank you for being with us today. This webinar has been recorded. It will be posted later on the ePortrait platform, distributed through our newsletter and social media channels. Don't forget to check ePortrait. We pushed Oerlikon's product back on the homepage there. Next week webinar will be on clutches with advanced clutch technology, ACT. Again, for updates and news, please visit ePortrait.com. Thank you once again, and goodbye.
ePortrait is a digital platform that we've created basically to make life easier in the business community of auto racing.
ePortrait, there is no e-commerce. It's literally a connection just like at a trade show. So now, any time of the year, a buyer could reach out to a supplier
When you see a product that you're interested in, all you need to do is click on request more information, and then from there it is forwarded directly to the buyer or to the supplier.
E-part trade really eliminates having to travel, closing down your shop. Now you have a place to showcase globally your racing product and technology.
Land speed record holder George Poteet's Speed Demon rocketed 481 miles per hour at the Bonneville Salt Flats. You don't go that fast without ARP fasteners.
There is no way that we could go the speed that we've gone, the number of times we've gone, with a lesser quality bolt than ARP supplies to us. And we absolutely wouldn't be where we were today if it weren't for ARP.
When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
We're Performance Plus Global Logistics. Our team of dedicated performance industry and logistics experts get valuable cars and components to the track on time in top condition. We provide expedited logistics solutions for the performance industry using direct routes instead of deferred options, and communicate all necessary information to the appropriate resources to meet regulations and ensure a smooth transit and secure delivery, both domestically and internationally. And we exceed customer expectations by providing best-in-class service with an efficient and cost-effective system in place. Contact us today to book your next shipment.
You work as hard as your truck, and you have no time for downtime. That's why more truck owners trust Blue Def, America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid brand. Each batch is guaranteed pure, so you can avoid costly repairs caused by inferior DEF. Demand America's best for your truck. Blue Def and Blue Def Platinum. Put trust in your truck.
With roots in the Midwest that date back well before the Model T, Fifth Third Bank has a long history of serving the needs of automotive companies. While much has changed over the years, our passion for helping businesses put cars on the road and on the track has not. Today, we are more committed than ever as a member of SEMA, a founding member of PRI, and a sponsor of multiple race teams across several racing series.
For over a decade, Fifth Third Bank has been a staunch supporter of our industry and a great partner for many companies in the motorsports field.
Our business has been growing extremely fast, and really we could not be where we are today without Fifth Third. They provided amazing strategic advice, the capital we need to support our phases of growth.
They are true partners for me now, and what they do with their involvement in motorsports is untouched in this community.
Where can we take your business? Fifth Third Bank.
Where will you find Ferrea racing components? Circle track, drag racing, and any top race shop. In every form of motorsports competition, our valves and valve train components deliver race-proven design and technology. And we've brought that same performance to our street applications as well. We're backed by 5 decades of experience, an extensive range of off-the-shelf components, and our custom valve department has the fastest turnaround times in the industry. Ferrea Racing Components. Stand with us or race against us.
When it comes to pushing the limits of performance, the pros know there's no room for compromise. At Crowder Cams, we don't just engineer camshafts and valve train components, we redefine what power means. Since 1955, Crowder Cams has been the name trusted by racers, engine builders, and gearheads around the globe. Whether you're building a street machine, a dragster, or a track car, Crowder Cams provides the muscle you need to dominate. And with Crowder, victory is within your reach.